Hi, I'm Bradley Birchall. In this video, I'm going to cover, do you really need to raise capital and do you have what it takes? Do you really need to raise capital? That's the question. If you have competitors in your market that are approaching in your rear vision mirror, and those competitors are likely to overtake you or equal you even in the market, then the answer is yes, because you obviously don't have either enough capital or experience to maintain your leading position in the market. So that means you need to raise capital. Now, the other reason why you might need to raise capital is international expansion. So if you're planning on entering another country, then you are either going to have to use revenue, your own, or raise capital to undertake that market entry. So for example, if your company's doing, let's call it $5 million in revenue, and you happen to be in Australia, and you want to take your company into China, for example, which is somewhere I've taken a number of companies before, even my own. And you are going to need a couple of $1 million to enter that country and do it properly, at least. So can you afford to take a couple of $1 million out of your existing revenue and drop it into what is going to be a risk in China? The answer is no. So you need to raise capital, and in that scenario you'd probably want to raise capital and put it into a separate equity to enter that market, but that's another video. The next part that we'll cover is basically, do you have what it takes to raise capital? So raising capital is pretty much a full-time job. Anyone that tells you differently obviously hasn't done it before, or has hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay third parties to actually help them raise capital. So be prepared. It's going to take you quite a bit of time to prepare your investor pitch deck and possibly even an IM, depending on what amount of capital you need to raise and what phase you're at. But be prepared for a full-time job, because that's what it's going to take. You're also going to have to brush up on your presentation skills and your ability to actually understand all of the questions that an investor is going to ask you, and be prepared with every single one of those answers. So in one of my other videos, I've already covered off what are the top 5 things an investor hates about your pitch. So have a look for that video. That's going to give you some tips on what to avoid. And in another one of my videos, I've also covered off what you need in your investor presentation. So look for that, and I'll put the link up for that here as well. And that's a wrap. Do you have what it takes to raise capital? So anyone that's actually raised capital before understands that it's a full-time job. There will be some people out there that will tell you it's not, and it's easy to raise capital. Let me tell you now, it's hard work, and not everyone's going to be successful at it. The thing that you need to be prepared for is it is going to take away an enormous amount of your time from focusing on your business. So be prepared for that. Anyone that tells you otherwise either A, has never raised capital before, or B, is paying hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to another party to help them raise capital. So be prepared. It's going to take you time, and it's going to take you effort. If you're not prepared for this, then you probably shouldn't be going out raising capital, because it's unlikely you're going to succeed. To raise capital, you're also going to need an investor pitch deck, possibly an IM, which is an information memorandum if you're going for larger sums of capital, but in your earlier startup phase, an investor pitch deck, and probably 2 or 3 either slides or pages of document to back up every one of your investor pitch deck slides is going to be required. You're also going to have to be prepared to answer pretty much every single investor question that you get thrown off the top of your head without having to refer to other stuff. Investors want to know that you've actually got the knowledge, you understand your business, and you're going to be able to achieve those goals that you've got there. This is covered in detail in my video around the investor pitch deck. Also, you're going to find on my channel a video that covers off the top 5 reasons why investors hate your pitch. I encourage you to watch it, because if you haven't covered those things, you're not going to be able to raise capital. I hope you've gained more knowledge from this video. You'll find the summary below and all the links. And don't forget to subscribe, because I've got a ton of awesome video coming up for startups, founders and entrepreneurs that'll put you on the smarter path to success. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.